Sexism is a psyop, and we are all falling victim to it. Whether you're of African descent, Caucasian descent, Asian descent, if you are in a Western country, you are falling victim to it hard. You are falling victim to it so hard because you do not even see that what you are saying is nonsense a lot of the times. A lot of times we point the finger. You did this, you did that, and it's a subjective situation that we're talking about. But we're putting it, we're projecting it, we're plastering it on everyone else as if they are the ones that are doing this. For example, a man gets cheated on, and he looks at all women as cheaters. Or a man finds a woman and she's a whore or whatever, and she has a high body count, so now he hates all women with a high body count, right? It's nonsense. Not all women are whores, not all women are cheaters, not all women have high body counts, not all women that have high body counts maintain that type of personality or character. Not all men are chauvinistic, not all men are misogynistic, not all women are misandrous. It's not all one or the other. It's not all or nothing. People are complex. People are complicated. People are not just your stigmas and your stereotypes. And people have to stop doing this. People have to stop acting as if they don't understand that they are being played. Men and women were designed for each other. They were designed for each other. You don't believe they were designed for each other, but you can easily accept that this straw goes in that hole, right? It belongs there. No complication about that. No reason to even further expand on that. I think it speaks for itself. Some things just are the way they are because it's designed that way. Women are not more emotionally intelligent than men. Men are not more logically intelligent than women. Women are just emotionally dominant when it comes to how they use their emotions. They're able to use it in a way in which men aren't able to use it sometimes. Men are more physically dominant because they're able to use their physicality in a way that women aren't able to use it sometimes. But men can be emotionally dominant. Women can be physically dominant. We can't sit here and act like it's all or nothing. We can't sit here and act like if a man says something that's questionable, oh, look, this is all men are questionable. I've literally heard a woman say that every man is toxic. But if I said every woman was silly or childish, that would sound wrong. That would be sexist, because sexism is a joke. We have our differences, and the minute you accept our differences, then you'll be fine. It'll be fine. And let's not try to sit here and act like the world isn't trying to reach an equilibrium. People try to act like the world is not trying to work out the kinks. Like men and women aren't trying to become equal. Like men aren't trying to let women be on the same level as them, or women aren't trying to let men be on the same level. On both sides. When men complain about females, they're complaining that the females are doing too much. When the females complain about men, they're complaining that the men are doing too much. Or doing too little at that. Why is it that you can't see that you're being played? You're pointing the finger at each other, but who started this? Where did this come from? Millions to hundreds of thousands of years, actually. Hundreds of thousands of years of human history to millions of years of hominid history. We have sat around and understood these things basically. And now we try to look at them in complex ways, but the complexity that we apply to these is so modern and so stigmatized and so caught up in opinions that it makes no sense. Men and women are equal, but men and women are not the same. A man cannot be a woman cannot be a man. Men and women are both required to raise children, not one over the other. Women can be strong, men can be strong. Women can be emotional, men can be emotional. Men can lead, women can lead. Men can work, women can work. We should be able to understand this, but we do these things at different capacities. We have different abilities. I can't lactate. I don't produce milk. And speaking of producing, women do not, and I repeat, Women do not produce babies by themselves. Women produce babies with the aid and assistance of males all the time, and it will always be that way, inevitably, until the end of time. So when people say things like, oh, men can't have an opinion on abortion because hands off women's bodies or whatever, her body, her choice. The body of the baby hasn't even been considered, because a lot of people are very selfish and they hate to admit that. Men and women are very selfish at times, and they don't like to admit that. And they'll even throw an innocent baby under the bus. They'll dehumanize it and say it's anything but a baby, to throw it under the bus and say, let's kill that thing, let's get rid of it, let's let it suffer, let's do something against that, let's get it out the way, let's treat it like it's nothing. We reduce it so that way we can remove it, right? So men and women both can champion abortion, but women try to say men can't have a say on it. I'm sorry, if I help produce the baby, I have a say. If I'm expected to sit here and take care of the baby when it's out the womb, I can sit here and have a say on the baby before it even gets out the womb. I should have a say. If I can sit here and name my child as soon as it comes out, I can sit here and have a say on my child before it comes out. And it is not to dehumanize it. It as in whether it's a he or a she. But they don't use it in that way, do they? They call it to dehumanize it. That to dehumanize the baby, the child that is within a womb. But if somebody murdered that woman while she was pregnant, we'd want justice. If somebody even just only murdered the baby, we'd want justice. Stop being hypocrites. Sexism is a psyop. Men can have opinions on what women do with children. Women can have opinions on what men do with children. It makes sense because we both create children. We both can sit here and have a say on how the next generation comes up. But when you try to pick one over the other, when you try to say one has more leverage, more power, more right than the other, then we have an issue. Then we have a conflict, and that conflict will never end, because the natural ramifications, the natural things that led to these things are still in place. Men still have sex with women so that way we can create babies. Men and women lay together. They have sexual intercourse to create a new person. And that has been the standard since we have existed. So when both of us have something to do with it, but one chooses to think that they're more important than the other, you are not going to have a dysfunction. You are not going to have an issue. And that issue is not going to end till they reach equilibrium again. So stop being weird and realize you're being played.